Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your Sunday and week ahead oracle reading, as I like to do on a Sunday. So I have shuffled and laid out four different cards, or cards from four different decks, to see what is the energy of today and what is the energy for the week ahead, and just to take you through the cards that I'm using. At the top over here, we have Whispering Woods Oracle. Really just such an awesome little deck that just has a little word, a little key phrase to and often really appropriate and relevant. And then last week, a lot of you really enjoyed the fact that I chose a crystal for the week ahead. So from the Crystal Spirits Oracle, I have again drawn a card. So we'll see what crystal energy we need to work with for today and for the week ahead. And then this is a new deck that's making an appearance on my channel. I have had this deck for a while, but I haven't actually used it in my videos. It's the Pure Magic Oracle by Andreas Ingracia. I hope I'm saying the name right. Pure Magic Oracle, I really do like the structure of this particular deck, and I do love its readings. And again, this is also a fairly new one that I've used quite a bit because I'm really loving it. And it is the Goddess Dream Oracle. So we've got four different decks, and I'm hoping that the collective message that comes through from the four different decks is going to be something that we all need to hear and that we all resonate with, that we can use today and for the week ahead. So as I do say on a Sunday, I do release videos every single day of the week, Monday to Sunday, but I know not everybody has the time during the week to watch the videos and to get the daily inspiration. So for those of you who can't, I do set the intention that Sunday's readings give you enough insight or enough inspiration to actually get you through the week ahead. I'm going to start off with the Whispering Woods Oracle just to sort of get the theme for the rest of the readings, and then we will look at the three cards that we have listed here. So let's turn it over and see what its message is. I shall bring it closer. So we've got trust. And it says to you, the robin trusts her wings and not the branch she sits on. This is a card that's actually come up quite a lot. I think we've actually had this one every time I've used, well, not every time I've used the deck, but a lot of the times when I use this deck, this is the card that comes through. And its message is actually quite simple, quite profound as well. And I do think trust is something that, I don't want to say we all battle with, but it's something that we struggle with. Let's just put it like that. So the key phrase says, a robin trusts her wings and not the branch she sits on. So she's sitting on a branch. The branch is holding her up, and she's quite comfortable and she's quite secure and she's quite confident sitting there. But should the worst happen, should the branch break, should disaster come about, she's not worried about what the branch does and how the branch supports her or doesn't support her, but she knows that her wings are all she needs in order to take flight and in order to change her situation and to change her circumstance. So should the worst case scenario happen, she believes and knows and trusts that her wings can carry her to safety, to wherever she needs to be. And I do think for all of us, with everything that we're going on, that we're going through in life and where we are right now, we all tend to put all of our trust into the branch, all of our faith and all of our belief into the branch. So when the branch breaks, we suddenly feel like, oh my gosh, what happened? Why did it break? What did I do to the branch that the branch can't support me any longer? Where did I go wrong? And we sort of take it very personally. Instead of like the robin, the robin just says, well, tree, if you want to break, you're going to break. There's nothing I can do to stop it. There's nothing that I did to make it happen, but I also can't prevent it. But should it happen, I know that I can get myself to safety. So it's about trusting yourself more than trusting your environment. And I think, that's quite a big key key lesson or key understanding that we all need to go through. Let's have a look and see what crystal energy or what crystal we should work with for the week ahead. Beautiful green smithsonite. Now, I don't have a piece of smithsonite, but it does look absolutely gorgeous. So because I don't profess to even begin to know everything about all crystals, I am going to take the guidebook to look up the smithsonite crystal and to see what its interpretation and its meaning is. So let me have a look. It is card 51. Let's just have a squiz and see if I can find, there we go, card 51. All right, so just to show you the essential meaning, I'm loving this. Rebirth from chaos. Now, doesn't that just talk about our robin and her wings and trusting her wings and not trusting the branch? Okay. Rebirth from chaos. It talks about evolution, stress relief, emotional boost, and clearing of obstacles to growth. Okay. So Smithsonite is looks like it's a, I'm going to call it a crystal of change, a crystal of transformation, just like the situation that we have there with the trust. Just to read a little bit from the guidebook to give us a little bit more insight into Smithsonite. It says, from here to there can be a rocky road, one that may even seem to move under your feet as you engage in a process of healing with rolling emotions. The journey can be confusing and unsettling and cause you to want to beat a hasty retreat. But Smithsonite's spirit message is clear as can be. You are haltingly moving forward into creating something new. If you feel as if you are unsteady and even going a little backwards at times, it's only because you are being asked to look at the past and the lessons learned so that your next steps can be sure and steady. The ground is firm beneath you, the wind is at your back, and the conscious universe is beside you. So there is no need to look for what may seem to be safer ground. The landscape around you is changing. You are changing. And soon you will feel much more settled. If you heed the call of Smithsonite spirit and trust that you'll be just fine. There's that trust word again, friends. So breathe, it says. It's all going to resolve soon, and the obstacles that you find daunting will disappear. So I'm loving this because they're basically saying the same thing. The message is coming through really loud and clear. Smithsonite is the crystal of change, of evolution, of progress. But it's also about recognizing where you've come from, where you're going to, and it's the trust issue that comes into it again. Trusting the self, trusting your past experiences, trusting the things that you've already been through, and knowing that you're going to be okay as you move forward, and not needing to change trees because of in case the branch breaks. You can stay where you are. You can trust that you're okay. And just because there is the chance that the branch is going to break doesn't mean that you have to move on. Stick with what you're doing, stick with what you know, stick with what you're familiar with, and trust that whatever you're dealt, whatever comes your way, you can resolve it on your own. I actually think that's pretty fabulous. Okay, let's have a look and see Pure Magic Oracle. Let's just see what message it wants to give us and how it ties in with everything else that we have. So we've got card 17, beautiful blue colors that come through. I love the artwork on these cards. And we've got mantra medicine. The key words that we have is command, song, incantation, and containment. Oh, I like that. So my initial interpretation, when I read that based on what we've already received or what we've already understood, I think it's basically saying that, you know, you can use mantra medicine, you can use mantras to help you when you're feeling insecure, when you're feeling like things could go wrong, like things could go south, could go bad, that the branch could break. You know, instead of reversing or retreating, it's about standing your ground. It's about recognizing that you're able to do this. And you can use mantra medicine, which could be a command, a song, an incantation, or even something contained. You can use mantra medicine to help you stay focused, stay committed, and to learn how to trust. Learn how to trust the situation that you're in, etc. So, I am going to just read from the little Oracle guidebook just to see if anything else, and you can see the person who created the deck, Andreas Ingresia. So let's have a look and see the message from the mantra medicine. It says the power of the spoken word is one of the earliest forms of natural magic, and yet not all who speak can master this divine gift. Isn't that the truth? Our first cry at birth commanded our presence into existence, declaring to all with ears to hear that we have arrived from the other side. As we age, we come to learn words and the power that they have when we use them in communication and command, to reason, to question, and to theorize in the world that we live in. With words, we chant our invocations, we speak our spells, and we pray our mantras into existence. Like the element of air, words are neutral until they are fueled and used with emotions and intent. I'm liking that. So, a common theme. Sorry, I haven't finished reading from the book, but I'm just I'm needing to go off at a bit of a tangent here. So, a common theme in the last week, and even the Friday pick a card I did was all about manifestation. And I even posted onto social media, I posted onto Facebook a thing about, what you think about, the thoughts that you have create your reality. And I do think when we don't have trust in ourselves, we start looking at our external circumstances and our external situations, the branch in effect, and from our past experiences and so forth. And then we suddenly start panicking and thinking, is things going to go wrong? Is things going to go wrong? And when we start mantering our stresses and our worries and our concerns, we're actually manifesting it, we're actually creating it. And that's exactly what this card is saying. Just to carry on from the guidebook, it says our very words bring laws into place, peace to communities, and happiness to family and friends. And when sung, our words become something else altogether. So, do you see how powerful our words can be? They can liberate and constrain, as well as bring joy or pain as we choose. So it says, are you sure that your words, both spoken and the ones floating within your mind, are you sure of your words, both those spoken and those floating within your mind? Are you honest about your truth and unafraid to voice your power? Do not feel afraid to express your creative expression, but be mindful of how you speak your mind. The mind is a cauldron. Um, the mind is a cauldron before the spells are cast, and your words expressing love or fear. Sometimes we get lost in the ocean of our own thoughts and forget that we need to share them carefully with another who can carry them in sacred space. So, friends, I love this because, the message that's coming through here is the fact that we need to be very mindful of what we're thinking, what we're feeling, where we're putting our trust. Are we putting our trust into things, into situations and circumstances we actually shouldn't, or we can't control, or we have no, there's no way of affecting its outcome? For example, that branch, you have no way of determining whether that branch is strong enough or not. You have no way of knowing whether that branch is going to sustain you or not. So when it breaks, don't blame yourself. Don't think you failed or you've done negatively. Recognize that you've got to learn to trust yourself in to get yourself out of situations. Smithsonite is saying to you about recognizing all that you are and all that you can be, and that your past doesn't determine your future. And something else that comes through from these three is that life is about change, it's about evolution, it's about, moving forward. And when we the first time that we use our voice, like after you've been born, and we use our voice to announce our arrival to the world, that whole evolution and that whole progress, it hurts, it's painful, it's not easy, but we have to trust that it's all going to be okay. And I do think Smithsonite is the crystal that's going to help us with that. So, as I said, I don't have a piece of Smithsonite, and I did not know its existence until I saw it in the card today. Just because you don't own a piece of this particular crystal doesn't mean you can't use its energy. I think just keeping its name, because its name is its energy. Focus on the color, focus on the shape. So it looks like it's beautiful green with a little bit of gold. Smithsonite, Google it, research it, find a picture on Google and keep it on your phone, and let that set the intention to carry the energy of that crystal with you, and use the energy of that Smithsonite as your mantra to heal, to help you evolve, to help you trust the appropriate, relevant people, circumstances, and situations. Most importantly, trusting yourself through the change that we're going through, because change is inevitable. It's the only constant in life is change. And that's what we need to be focusing on. Let's have a look from Goddess Dream, our final card, just to see what is the energy of today and the week ahead. And we have got card 30, which is self-love. And its key phrase is simple. It's to love yourself. And so it ties in so beautifully with everything. Focus on you, trust and believe in you. Recognize that you are going through a change at the moment. You are going through something, and everything's going to be okay. And if you have to use a mantra, use a key phrase to help you focus on that and to help you be okay with everything, then so be it. So do that. But self love, learning to love and accept yourself for who and what you are, is the most important thing that you actually can do right here and right now. I want to actually just look. So, this mantra medicine card in the guidebook, it actually has some mantras that we can use to, to empower ourselves. So there's a mantra for prosperity, which I'm actually going to see if I can put it, because I don't necessarily know how to say it properly, but let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it. And if you want to take a screenshot of this and use it to your advantage, please do. So the mantra for prosperity is Shreem Breeze. So that mantra, that energy. For compassion, Om Karuna Hum. Om Karuna Hum. I like that. To invoke the elements, you can use Om Namaha Shivya, and for purity and for divine love. So if you want to work with those mantras, please do. I think it will really help you to learn how to love yourself, to trust, and to evolve in the way that you need to. Okay, I think that's quite awesome. I do want to see what the guidebook, this is the Goddess Dream Oracle, and this is the guidebook for that card. And let's have a look, card 30, and see what message it has. So it says, the wild creatures of this earth are not bound by concerns about what others think. I like that. They live with a purity of being. A badger does not try to fly like an owl, and a hare does not try to swim like a dolphin. They live in complete acceptance of being themselves, comfortable in their own skins. And of course, that's why we have all these animals around here, to show you that we're all different. We all have our own unique qualities, our own unique beings, our own unique aspects. And each one of us brings something different, have a different power, a different resonance. And it's about just loving yourself for who and what you are. Carrying on with the guidebook, it says you were created as a being who is as individual and as wonderful as each of the creatures in the world. Goddess is whispering gently to you, saying, love yourself as I love you. You are perfect. Accept yourself just as you are. And I do think accepting yourself just as you are means that you have to trust your own abilities, your own qualities, your own aspects of yourself. And again, if you can use that, I've lost it now. Let me just open it up in the guidebook again. The mantra that you can use as well to help you with self-love is love yourself. I want to put it here, this bottom section. Love yourself as I love you. You are perfect. Accept yourself just as you are. And here is an affirmation as well. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Use that every single day. Use that as your mantra, to believe in yourself, to trust in yourself, to accept yourself for who you are. And if you can do that, if we can all do that, can you imagine how beautiful this world would be if we could all just be more focused on trusting and believing in our own selves, instead of focusing on everybody else's problems or shortcomings or whatever it is. If we could just learn self-love, I think this whole world would be such a better place. And friends, I do think this is something that you need to do, that I need to do, that we all need to do. So let's make this our focus for the week. Self-love, loving and accepting ourselves for who and what we are. And let's use the energy of the Smithsonite crystal to help us achieve that in the best way that we can. Just to finally set one more reminder about Smithsonite energy, it is about rebirth from chaos. And the only way that we are going to be reborn out of chaos is by loving and accepting ourselves unconditionally. So the Smithsonite crystal is rebirth from chaos, evolution, stress relief, emotional boost, and clearing of obstacles to growth. So whatever is stopping you from evolving and becoming a better person, Smithsonite will help you clear that. It will also help you to to be reborn into all that you need to be, all that you are, and to recognize that you are enough. All right. Friends, I do hope that you really take this message, take this energy, hold it into your heart, keep it with you over the next 7 days to help you navigate the energy of the week ahead. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, do take